Hey everybody, what is good? And welcome to Saturday Mornings Outdoors. My name is Paul K. So what we're going to do on this show is I am a ham radio operator, and I'm going to show one of the coolest radios that absolutely is on fire on this whole planet right now. If you're into 10 meters and CB radio and shortwave radio listening in general and scanner radio listening, this radio does everything at such a cheap price you won't believe it. So stay tuned. We're going to tell you all about the Radioddity QT40 CB radio. So as some of you may know, I'm an amateur radio operator. I've been doing it for a long time, a lot of decades, and my call sign is NV1H, November Victor 1 Hotel. So I know a little bit about radios and communications of all kinds. And the company that sells this particular radio, the name of it is Radioddity. And you really owe it to yourself if you like messing with any kind of radios at all, of any kind, scanners or shortwave listening or two-way communications. Check this company out. They're from China, and everyone thinks bells go off. Oh, I don't want China. These are one of the best companies on the planet. It's called Radioddity. And so the radio that I'm speaking of, it's called the Radioddity QT40. It's a CB radio, and it's a 10-meter radio. That is what it's designated as, but it can be modified really easy. No soldering, no clipping any kind of diodes or any kind of soldering jacks. Actually, I'll show you how to do it, and it opens it up. You can use it on the CB band. So let's get started. So I'm not sponsored by anybody, but that's the name of the company, Radioddity, and you will be amazed at their prices. High quality 2-meter 440 communication, GMRS, FRS, for $25. And yes, their quality is excellent. And so that's why I'm making such a big deal about this company. You got to check it out. Once again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. The solar cycle, which is what happens on the sun, dictates how our communications work here on Earth. Right now, it's on top of the solar cycle, which means communications are excellent right now. And you can talk to people from all over the world with very little power. And if you turn on any CB radio right now, and you'll see Europe, you can talk to Europe, you can talk to South America a few times a week. That's called a band opening. And you don't need a lot of power. You can do it. I've talked to Japan from Boston, Massachusetts on 5 watts before. Of course, that has to do with a quality antenna. And the band conditions have to be just right. But anyway, so to get back to this radio, what makes it so cool is that it's modifiable. It's meant for 10 meters. And this is the radio. It's the QT40. In the 10-meter mode, it's 28,000 to 29,695. That covers the whole 10-meter band. But once you open it up, it's a matter of moving a jumper, a clip. That's all it is. Radioddity knows what we want. And so then it opens it up to the 12-meter, 10-meter, 11-meter band. And it's 24,715 to 30,105. That's a huge chunk of real estate, and you can transmit on. And the power specifications on this, it's legal in this country to run 4.5 watts. If you go over that, unless you're a ham and working in the appropriate bands, it's 4.5 watts. This has the capability to do 40 watts, and so that's like a built-in heater for no extra charge. Well, they're charging you for it, but it's built into it, and that's what makes this absolutely spectacular radio for them. So on AM, on the CB side, on AM, it's 1 to 12 watts this puts out, and it's adjustable. So if you want to run a heater and you're using this as your main wattage going into the heater to your driver, it can get it down to 1 watt. On the newer heaters today, it's just the opposite of the old days with the tube heaters that you needed 40, 50 watts to get out, or a significant amount. Now it's just the opposite. You can run them 1.5, 2 watts around there, and then your amplifier will just be cruising. You're not putting a heavy load on it. So this is adjustable in the AM mode from 1 watt to 12 watts, FM 1 watt to 40 watts, and upper sideband and lower sideband 1 watt to 35 watts. And I'm assuming they're meaning dead key on that. So it's going to swing a lot more, and believe me, they do. What I'm trying to tell you, if you're not technically inclined, this is a powerful radio. It's a powerful radio. It's not your average radio. So it's cool. Dude, this is the coolest radio on the planet right now. Check any of the CB blogs or logs, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, price. I paid around $150 for this, and what you get for that, Radioddity is incredible. This is like a $250, $300 radio, all right? You get, of course, the mounting hardware. This is all the mounting hardware. You get the bracket if you want to put it in your car, right? You get a programming table. More about that shortly. What the capabilities of this thing can do. You're not going to believe it. The standard power cable. And they even threw in a mag mount antenna for the car. And they also threw in a hand crank, just as a thank you gift, a hand crank AM/FM radio for survival type radio. So it's a really cool company. They take care of you, and they're selling one of the companies that are selling the highest quality radios and the most cutting edge radios on the planet right now. So let me run through some of the features quickly here, and then we'll get into the modification. It's got a real meter. This ain't one of those LED lighting up SWR meter and modulation meters. This is a real one that's going to swing, that type. This is the noise blanker and automatic noise limiter. And so the next one is the noise reduction circuit. And what that does is it gives you many modes that you can manipulate either through the microphone, up-down buttons, or a computer, and will give you noise reduction. And so the next one is the monitor. It's talkback. You can hear yourself talk through the mic and see what you sound like. And then below that is a setting plus 10K. So if you put it on that, and I'm on, I don't know, channel 10, you'll be on channel 9. And what that's for, there's like extra channels all over the CB, a few other channels, 19, 19B, like that, and that's what that's for. And next is the echo, on, off. A lot of guys like that. I don't particularly like that, but it's totally adjustable in every way, depth and duration. I mean, I'm a musician, and it's kind of much for a CB, but some guys love that. Next up is high, low, and weather. It's a band switch, and it's for single sideband, high and low. And then the weather also has many other options, and you can listen to the NOAA weather channels on this, but you can also, it comes with a cord that you connect to the computer, and through a program. Get this. Now, this is some of the things. These radios are unbelievable. You can program your local police, your local fire, other local within the subband capabilities of this radio, and just listen to it as you would a scanner. And it's you get a bunch of options. Channels. I haven't looked in the specs yet. They probably give you 30 or 50 channels, but you can listen to other channels that are not related to CB, kind of like a scanner in the weather mode. It's just an amazing radio, man. There's so much on this thing for the price. And so, of course, we have the microphone.
My favorite, my Dynamite Plus on it.
So next up is your clarifier. Here, it's fine. It says that's your clarifier. So when you're working sideband, and the RF gain control. I generally run that all the way up to make the radio as sensitive as it can be. If you got some guy running 8,000 watts in your town, and you can turn that down. But other than that, I run that all the way wide open. Then you have your band selector switch. You got the PA FM, AM, single side, upper sideband and lower sideband. And then your subband ranges of the radio from, when you open this up, 26 to 30, and it's going to go like that. And then between this switch and this one, it's going to be A high or low, B high or low, C high or low. The CB band is going to be located on the D setting here and on the low setting here. And this one here is the king knob between the channel and this. That's your mic gain and your power level. And here's where you're going to adjust the power going out from 1 watt to 40, however you're going to drive the thing. And the mic gain is going to be your mic gain. And that's pretty much it for the front. There's so much more into this radio that's incredible. And we'll take just a quick peek at the back. And we have the external speaker port, the data port, the external PA jack, your antenna jack, and your power supply port or jack. Now let's get this thing opened up and I'll show you how easy it is to modify this to wide open export mode. So to do this actual mod, a 5-year-old could do it. All you need is a screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to just remove 5 screws from the cover of the bottom cover. Oops. So 2 on each side and 1 on the bottom. So there's just 5 screws, the other 2 on this side. So let's get at it. And by the way, look at that nasty heat sink. That tells you something. There's power in this there radio. Alright, so we got the radio flipped over, and now we're going to remove the cover. Now, there's 4 holes here. That's holding a speaker. There's a speaker there, and there's going to be wires connected to that speaker, so be careful when you take this cover off. And bear in mind that okay, so it wants to go this way. Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to take a peek inside. Alright, so I got the camera in my hand now because I want to show you exactly where this jumper is. So the radio is flipped over. Just notice the white ribbon here, this white ribbon, and in front of that ribbon is this metallic PC chip, basically. So right here where I'm pointing, let me get right down in there, right there, that's where your jumper is. So there's A, B, and C, corresponding to those little dots there that you see, A, B, and C. The jumper is on A and B. All you simply do is pull this plastic jumper up and put it on B and C. Now let's get that done. That's what the jumper looks like. It's just a little piece of plastic. It's a jumper. It connects one side to the other. You pull that off that prong and pull it off AB and then put it back on BC. And they say you need you can use tweezers. I just use my fingers, so it's right here. So you just basically moved it from that side to this side and just push it in till it sits firmly. There, it's just snapped in. And there you can see it right up in there. So now you're on the B and C side, and that's it. Now close this thing up. That's the modification. No clipping diodes, no soldering. A 5-year-old can do it, and you have a super. First initial test. A 13.8 volt in my 30 amp power supply. I'm not going to key up. I'm not even have the microphone connected. This is just the first initial test. And it works. The regular hijinks. It works. Beautiful audio. Just beautiful. Trail Boss, let you know. So lower sideband. That bottom firing speaker is amazing. I should hook up a external speaker, will sound even better. Beautiful sounding radio. And so we got her all buttoned up now, and now it is a super radio. The features on this radio are unmatched, and it's taken the whole CB crew by storm price-wise for this. You got a 40-watt CB radio that covers huge subbands from 30 down to 26, and every imaginable tweak and tune. By the way, inside I did not notice any potentiometers, so you can do your own peak and tune. But this is so new. The real gearheads, when it comes to CBs, haven't gotten the codes yet inside, so you can probably peak and tune it from the computer. But I haven't heard of it yet. You know, you can probably get the power way up, and aside from just using this. But you got a 40-watt radio. The solar cycle 25 is at its peak right now with 10 watts. You can talk all over the world on certain days, and we're in a good position. And they Radioddity, this company knows what they're doing. They know what we want, and they make it easy for you. Oh, by the way, there's a huge major feature I didn't tell you about, and that is through the up and down keys, this also has a frequency counter built into this. This has got every single thing you could possibly imagine, and I don't know how they can sell it for the price that I bought it at, $160. And they gave me a few toys to go along with it. It's a great, great company. If you like CB radio, I've always loved it. I was a CB guy in the 70s before I was a ham, and it was just I just never went away from it. And this is one of the best CB radios you can buy right now for the price. 40 watts, talk all over the world. Even when the cycle's down, this is going to be a great radio for what you need. Just to talking 40 miles away, you'll have no problem with this thing. And it's also, you know, another of the main features is the adjustability of your power output for driving other heaters. So Radioddity QT40, amazing radio. And that would be this week's show. I hope you enjoyed that. They're a lot of fun. I've been fooling with it now, and it's quite impressive radio. Thank you to all the people at Radioddity, and thank you so much to you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. And my name is Paul K. This has been Saturday Mornings Outdoors. We'll see you next week. Bye.